Alright, well, took care of the bone pit, at least the workers there for the time being. We haven't seen the last of that place by any means. But they can go back to work and at least get through the rest of the day without getting eaten by something, at least we hope. Alright, now we have a lot that we can go do. All these places unlocked outside the city here. And don't have to do them in any particular order. The herbalist at the gallows, he wants, I think it's iron bark. And so we need to go ask Master Island here if he knows where we can find some, or if he has some on him, or whatever. Now, if I didn't have these really cool DLC axes, I would be searching his inventory for Dalish daggers right now.
Merrill, so you've returned. How has your time been among the Shemlin?
It's been nothing but roses and rainbows, Master Island. The alienage is lovely in the spring. The collapsing shacks and drunken brutes are nicely offset by the knee-deep mud.
This path has been of your own choosing, Merrill. A path that has saddened the clan greatly.
Perhaps if the clan was more accepting of the ancient ways and not so mired in fear.
Enough! We will not bicker like children in front of strangers. We cannot undo what is done. My apologies for that display. Perhaps we can start again. You've returned. Is there something you need?
Do you have any pure ironbark in stock?
What use is ironbark to you? I've never met a Shem who could bend it to his will. Either way, I'm out of stock. I do know where it can be found, but it is impossible to retrieve. Our people were forbidden from venturing to the area after we lost 2 of our best hunters there.
What happened that warriors as skilled as the Dalish refused to venture to the area?
Your respect for our hunters is most surprising, stranger. The place is overrun by darkspawn. If we tried to eradicate them, we would risk the precious few hunters we have left. I'll show you where the area is. What you do with the information is up to you.
Alright, well, it gives us a new map marker. Now, something tells me that I could travel up the mountain again and probably trigger at least another horde of spiders in that cave. Seems like you can go back up there and get something else. I mean, we pretty much cleared it out first time through, but a lot of times you can come back to a spot and get, you know, another mob of something to spawn for you. May actually do that before Act 1 is over, if I think about it. Come back here and just head up there. In fact, what I'll probably do is just do it, and then if there's anything worth seeing, you know, I'll go ahead and record it. If not, if it's nothing, I'll just, you know, if it's a dry run, then I'll just leave it out. But if it's worth, you know, say a couple hundred, 200-300 XP, whatever it is, then I want it. Especially if we can get ambushed more than once, maybe by a horde of corpses or something. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Just put it in front of me. Let me kill it. As the game goes along, though, really, it really does reward you for double, you know, backtracking and double checking certain areas later. You notice when we get to the Storm Coast, a lot of the enemies we killed the first time will be back, and so we essentially get to kill them twice. So that in and of itself made that first trip worth it. Plus, we got to run into the elves, who would probably be there the second time also, but perhaps prevent, you know, a few random Canari from spawning, you know, some of those Talbashov guys, you know, something like that. So anyway, so we're essentially going to make an entire route through the whole place this next time around. And it's possible we may even have to go back there a third time for something. I don't remember. Okay, this ambush right here can actually be really, really bad with these archers. They have a decent amount of health, and if you let them just sit there and snipe the party while the melee guys get in there on you, they can do some real damage. They like to pick on your mages, too, I notice that. So, Abilene holding the hate pretty good over here. Problem is, she's over here, and so when they spawn way over there on the other side, they'll be out of Aveline's, what would you call it, taunt range or whatever. Yeah, you know, honestly, this archer is more dangerous than that ogre is at the moment. Well, I say that as he pounds me on my face, but... Alright, now this dude's really susceptible to criticals now. And that's... Single good target like that, that's where Mark of Death really comes in handy. Really, really does. And it just gets better. It just gets a lot better. We haven't really started to unlock all of our critical buffs yet. Essentially all I've done is kind of similar to my Inquisition build, and I guess even my Origin builds. Get the skills down that I'm going to be using, then start adding to them. And I'm really doing it with the rest of my party members. Now, with my mages, I've given them abilities because they need to start pulling off some combos. They kind of need to pull their weight. You know, they're there to heal, they're there to buff, but as far as doing their damage, not just pulling off combos, but setting up other party members for combos, like each other and my warrior and so on and so forth. And everything should, you know, everyone should give the next guy a hand type of thing. But you'll notice Aveline, she doesn't have a lot of her passives and stuff like that really active yet. I haven't really concentrated on any one thing. I'm getting the skills or the basics. You know, she needs to be able to draw attention. She needs to start being able to hold it. But then we'll start getting into some really sexy passives, like she'll be immune to criticals, which, you know, those assassins that want to backstab her, they don't do anything but normal damage, you know. And their advantage is getting a critical hit on you from behind and sometimes even one-shotting you, especially those stupid Templar assassins. So if you're lucky enough and she can pull all the hate from some Templar hunters, then they can't do a whole lot to her. They'll try to sneak around to her back and do the same damage as they would from the front, which, you know, isn't a whole lot. So it really comes in handy. But those Templar hunters, on the other hand, on me or the mages, essentially one-shot us, if not real close. And if you don't have heals on cooldown, whether it be potions or a spell, then yeah, you're just screwed, because the next hit you take, and you know, with the hunters usually come archers, and so a hunter hits you once, the archers ought to be able to finish you off with an arrow or two.
Be my witness, Wilmod. I will have the truth from you now.
Mercy, sir. Mercy.
Were it that easy?
Don't hit me.
I will know where you're going, and I will know now.
I thought Templars only treated mages this bad. Nice to see you're branching out.
It's the Knight Captain. Don't.
This is Templar business, stranger.
You have struck me the last time, you pathetic human. To me!
Yeah, that's not Wilmod anymore. Maybe it was, but it's not now. And you got demon impersonating a person here. This is a running theme in Dragon Age. Literally actually impersonating, not possessing, but becoming and playing that person. He said pathetic human as if he wasn't Wilmod, as if he wasn't a human himself. So I'm kind of wondering where the real Wilmod is at, if that's not him. And I'm thinking ahead to Inquisition, and then looking back, and I'm saying, you know, this is a hint they gave us that this is possible. It goes beyond just mere possession, is that demons can actually impersonate. I don't know what kind of huge shade, what kind of demon this would actually be, you know. Like, in Origins, Uldred was being impersonated by essentially a pride demon. One way, shape, or form. I even had my doubts about Loghain because of the way Loghain was acting and the things he was doing, which were so harmful and hurtful to his country and everyone else. Kind of begged to reason that might not be him in the first place. You know, just looks like him. And then, of course, the Lord Seeker in Inquisition, that was an envy demon. I mean, you know, by name, an actual envy demon taking his place, and the real Lord Seeker was somewhere else. And so, I don't know, just throwing it out there. I have doubts that was even Wilmod, that Wilmod may be dead or in prison somewhere, and he's just being copied. It's funny, this rage demon was more of a threat than anything else.
I knew he was involved in something sinister. But this... is it even possible?
Okay, can I get the dumbest question of the year award for this right here?
Do you think he was possessed?
Normally, we only worry that mages will fall victim to possession. I have heard of blood mages or demons in solid form who could summon others into unwilling hosts. I'd not thought one of our own would be susceptible.
You shouldn't have been out here alone with him.
I am Knight Captain Cullen. I thank you for your assistance. I've been conducting an investigation of some of our recruits who have gone missing. Wilmod was the first to return. I had hoped to confront him quietly, out of sight.
If you didn't know he was possessed, why draw your sword on a recruit?
He'd only been back a few days when he left again secretly. It set off some warning bells. I meant to scare him into a confession. He had to believe my threats were genuine.
The recruits believed that Meredith was conducting some sort of deadly ritual.
What? That's preposterous. Recruits can be worse than a weaving circle with their rumors. There is a vigil before Templars take their arms, but the gravest danger they face is falling asleep.
Do you know what happened to Wilmod while he was gone?
Obviously more than I had anticipated. Wilmod has never been fully convinced of the Order's rules. Mages cannot be our friends. They must always be watched. I thought Wilmod might be meeting with some old friends who'd escaped the Circle.
I've got friends who are mages. Are you saying they need to always be watched as well?
I was at the Circle Tower in Ferelden during the Blight. I saw firsthand how Templars' trust and leniency can be rewarded. I still have nightmares of Uldred's depravities.
Where there's one demon, there's usually more. Where do we start digging?
I fear it is time to widen this investigation. My discretion may have cost me one of our best recruits, Wilmod's friend Karen. They were last seen together at the Blooming Rose. But I had no luck interrogating the, young ladies there. I doubt they know anything of magic or demons.
I'd be willing to search there.
The Order would truly be in your debt if you helped us with this. No one at the brothel will speak with me for fear I would shut them down for serving our recruit. If you learn what manner of creature did this to Wilmod, please come tell me in the gallows. I will ensure you are rewarded.
Alright, well, you know, there's a thought. If Wilmod's a Templar, I'm trying to think of a case where a Templar is actually possessed. You know, the Templars in Inquisition are corrupted by red lyrium, which is like a physical spirit presence thing. That's still kind of vague, but whatever. You know exactly what lyrium and its counterpart or corrupted. Apparently lyrium can carry the blight, and the blight can only infect a living thing. Right? So if red lyrium is blight-infected lyrium, then there you have it. It's some kind of living substance, being, like plasma, maybe? You know, like some poltergeist-type stuff, ectoplasm or something, Ghostbusters type, I don't know, you know, whatever. Don't know where they're getting their thinking of their lore from, or whether it's actually headed with that. But anyway, for a Templar to actually be possessed, like mentally possessed, for a demon to take residence there, I don't know that it's possible. I'm trying to think of an example. Can't really think of any. Red lyrium has to essentially be physically forced into them, and the Seeker's the same way, just kind of a trumped-up version of a Templar. I don't know. It's, like I say, it's vague, but just throwing it up there, and for somebody who does know these things to maybe give some clarity to it.
Today's my rest day, but I'll make an exception for you. What can I say? Why work if you're not working hard?
That's not
I
funny.
can see why Nanette liked you. You're feisty.
A refreshing change from the pale slug I married. I hear she finally left her worthless husband. Good for her. I just wish she'd said goodbye.
Did she tell you she left her husband?
No, I just hope that's what she did. Ghislaine only wants her for her family's wealth. Ninette's a jewel. Elegant, worldly, just the perfect level of depraved. Ghislaine doesn't deserve her.
Maybe he actually doesn't at
Do you
that.
think Ninette has come to harm?
I hope not. Everyone loves Ninette. Sometimes twice a night. Ghislaine's the only one who might hurt her, and he doesn't have the balls for it.
Ghislaine knew about you and Ninette. Did he talk to you?
The man is incapable of talking. He came here, yelled at me, called me a dirty knife-ear, among other things, and accused me of corrupting his wife. We had him thrown out.
Were you hoping Ninette would leave Ghislaine for you?
Of course not. I know my place. I offer a service, that's all. Anyway, there was someone else looking for Ninette. A Templar. I believe his name was Emmerich. He wouldn't sleep with me either. I can't see why a Templar would be interested in anyone who isn't a mage.
Any chance Ninette's an apostate?
Well, she certainly cast a spell on me.
That's not funny either.
Anyway, if Ninette was a mage, I think Emmerich would have said so.
Someone else Ninette spent special alone time with, perhaps?
She always liked men in uniform. You could ask him yourself. Emmerich said he'd continue his investigation in Darktown. You could see if he's still there. And if you find Ninette, tell her to drop by and see me sometime.
Sounds like Ninette liked men whether they were in uniform or not, or clothed or not, or shit, whether they were men or not, or didn't matter what kind of men they were, just, I don't know, may even be animals involved, who knows.
Do you need something, honey?
You don't work here, do you? With the customers?
You're no prize yourself, sweetheart. Is there something you want?
A couple of Templar recruits went missing. They were last seen here.
You'll have to be more specific. We do a lot of business with the Templars.
The Templars are the ones who want this information.
We make a lot of our money off of nervous Templars that expect some privacy.
I'll be discreet.
Let me look through the books. Wilmod, Karen... Here we go. Wilmod came in here a lot. You sure he had time to be a Templar? The both of them last saw Iduna, the exotic wonder from the east.
That's quite the stage name.
It sounds better than the tramp from Darktown. You should hear what some of the others are called.
Is there anything else you can tell me?
Honey, I could write volumes on the things I know. Unless you want Wilmod's favorite position, I think you have what you need. You didn't hear any of this from me. We clear?
I still think Wilmod's friggin' dead somewhere. I don't think that was Wilmod at all, actually. I don't know how relevant that is, but that's just the way I'm leaning.
You must be the exotic wonder of the East. Do you remember entertaining a Templar named Wilmod a few weeks ago? Or Karen?
Wilmod. Wilmod. That doesn't sound familiar.
Stop playing dumb. Answer my question.
Oh, we like it rough, do we? Questions are boring. Why don't we have some real fun?
It can't be easy for a girl in her position.
You should listen to your friend.
Oh, Aveline? Really?
We have to ask her about Karen. What's your problem?
I see too many like her. Be gentle if you can.
Aveline being soft. I don't think so.
As charming and relentless as you are, I'm here to investigate.
Answer one of my questions first. Who told you about little old me?
It was Vivica. She showed me her books.
That wasn't so hard, was it? So, Vivica sold me out, did she? That drab, pathetic little sewer rat. She will be dealt with.
That makes you a murderer.
Just do one
We already knew that, but...
for me. Draw your blade and bring it gently across your throat.
Okay, now this is who you are, lady. You are going to kill me. Doesn't matter who's
Bethany,
swinging the blade.
Stop her!
All my followers are in a trance too. Okay.
Let go of my sister.
How did you... Oh, shit.
Demon can't protect you now, bitch.
Sir.
First tell me what you know.
What foul magic was that?
Blood and desire in equal measure. An art I learned from... elsewhere.
Blood magic, then?
Yes, Monsieur. Please don't kill me.
You're just too dangerous. You have to die.
No. No!
Yeah, well, you're going to kill me. You're down. And I would be dead right here if you had your way. And all my companions would be tranced and given over to your mage friends to be possessed themselves, I guess. Okay, here's a thought. Wilmod is the actual sacrifice that was made to empower her.
It seems these mages hide in the Undercity.
And Wilmod's form was given to the demon she made a deal with to go and play Templar. And corrupt the Templar ranks and get in there and start, put his hand into encouraging the Mage Templar strife. That's what those are my guns. I'm sticking to them. That's what I believe I'm seeing here. Or something real close to that. Okay, I want to upgrade that, but we need to start working down the assassin tree too. Need to get Assassinate unlocked and then maybe go back and upgrade Twin Fangs so I can use it more often. That really does make a big difference. 2 Twin Fangs is almost worth 1 Assassinate, although you get the stars lined up just right and an enemy debuffed for Assassinate, like, Brittle or Brittle or what's the other one? Maybe it's just Brittle. I don't know. One of the status effects and hit him with Assassinate. It's usually just an insta-kill, depending on how high your critical damage is. Alright, anyway. Fast travel here to Darktown and start investigating things. A lot of blood magic, dark magic goings on here in Darktown. It seems to be the source of a lot of things. We'll see more and more of it as the game goes along, but it's a bit of a problem here. Wow, who one-shotted Bethany? Freaking assassin. Yeah. Okay.
I thank you, Syrah, for coming along when you did. I am Emmerich.
You're older than I thought you'd be. Ninette seems to go for the young, pointy-eared sorts.
What?
Ghislaine de Carac's wife, Ninette. You were asking about her.
Ah, Ghislaine de Carac's wife. Her disappearance interested me. I tried looking into it. However, the investigation has been a waste of time.
That sort of attitude will never pay off.
Ha! I was eager at first, but failure has leached all enthusiasm from me. This all started when Maren, one of our circle mages, disappeared. I found it odd. She was a bit older and hardly adventurous. Then I heard about Ninette and 2 other missing women.
And you have doubts that they merely fled?
I think the disappearances are connected, and I suspect foul play is involved.
Mages routinely flee the Circle. Perhaps Maren just wanted freedom.
She had always been loyal. She received lilies from an unknown suitor, and some of us thought she may have gone to meet him. Perhaps her disappearance is linked.
There's lilies again.
Doesn't the Circle use phylacteries to keep track of its mages?
We followed her phylactery to a foundry, but found nothing. I had heard of sympathizers smuggling mages through Darktown, so came here hoping to pick up the trail. But no trace of Maren. And as you've seen, asking the locals hasn't made me very popular.
Have you mentioned any of this to the city guard?
They say there's no proof the disappearances are connected. They think the women just left home, that it happens all the time.
People don't just disappear. Perhaps they were murdered or kidnapped.
We found no bodies, no ransom notes. Those women just vanished.
Can I assist your investigation?
It's no longer my investigation, Sirrah. You may take over if you wish. This battle showed that I'm no longer the warrior I used to be. I know when to walk away. Here, take my findings. Perhaps you can make more use of them. I'm going back to the gallows. I'm too old for this.
A foundry in Lowtown. I should...
Yeah, lilies keep coming up. However those flowers are involved. Alright, so, if you followed along with my Inquisition playthrough, you remember, mentioning the assassins just being really annoying here. And it just gets worse with the Templars. They just, and some of the Carta assassins too, they have health like a boss, and they can one-shot you. It's just, and they go into stealth and sneak around and stuff. And you can knock them out of stealth with a well-timed, you know, spell or something like, I don't know, maybe area chain lightning or fireball, if, you know, which I don't have my mages equipped with, but other than that, they just sneak around and go pick on whatever is the last target that drew their attention. And a lot of times when it's your mage, and your mages will be drawing heat because they're throwing damage everywhere, yeah, it's bad. And if assassin can take your healer out, then usually the rest of your party goes with it like really fast. It's great when your tank's being able to taunt everything the way, you know, your tank's supposed to, then it's not such a problem.
I guess down here. We're all equally poor.
Now, conveniently, while we're here, we can chase this other lead too. Knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. I think there's a death root that spawns there eventually. Probably in Act 2 or 3, but I definitely remember it. Okay, this is the bad ambush. This one is nasty. This one is really bad. It's the strength and number of enemies here. And that my damage is limited against them right now. This is where cold or lightning would come in real handy right now. Okay. The harder you hit, the more attention you draw. Notice that Rage Demon is just all over my back right now. Well, was. Notice they're all chasing my mage here, leaving me openings to get busy with them. I'm doing nothing to this guy. Let's see if that makes a difference. Nice. I'll call that a win. We didn't lose anybody either. Definitely call that a win. Yeah, that one's bad. Rage demons they just aren't playing around. It's really not. They're essentially demon lieutenants, basically. Unless you find a boss version, and then yeah, then you're really in trouble because the fire damage is just through the roof. They hit almost as hard as a dragon, really. I know this is kind of a long one, but we'll go ahead and knock out a bunch of stuff. And these are all kind of interrelated, sort of. Most definitely that dude's wife, who's missing, Nanette or whatever, alright, and the whole Lily things, and we'll see that. That trail's going to carry over, you know, through a good part of the game, really. And then these others missing, they're not essentially relate. Well, they are and they aren't. I don't know. But it's no coincidence that the source of all this crap is here in Darktown. That is where our leads are taking us. That's definitely not a coincidence. Make sure I grab everything. Make sure I don't trigger any traps before I get to disarm them. Great place to save right here. This one isn't too bad if you manage the archers well. Get these guys down as fast as possible. Not too much different than Inquisition playing a rogue. You're basically on archer duty. You know, go get rid of the snipers and then let your party take care of the melee guys until you're done with the ranged enemies. Then you can come in and help clean up. Worked pretty well most of the time. We can actually do some damage to these guys. That's nice. There we go. That'll work. I'll take it. Get through some of the nastier confrontations without a single knockout, and I definitely call that a success. Especially early on, because there's
Watch your step.
You don't have quite as many toys to play with, you know, especially as far as your tanks and mages are concerned. I'm putting out decent damage as long as the enemy's not completely immune to whatever I'm doing. That's coming along fine, but it's rest of my party needs to catch up. There's one skill in particular. I think it's battle synergy. All right. You'll notice on Aveline, we'll see when we get there, I think, she has one, I think it's control, okay? And control gives you, extra 10% attack, and then the upgrade gives you 10% critical chance, right? Well, that's huge for like the whole party. That's really huge, even if you're playing a warrior, or even another. It doesn't matter. It's huge for the whole party. Okay, well, you don't really need to upgrade control. All right, her skill rally, as long as she has control active, then when you use rally, if you upgrade rally, it automatically gives you the upgrade version of whatever skill she has active, or sustained ability she has active, which in this case would be control. So when she uses upgraded rally, she gets an advanced version for the whole party for a period of, I don't know, a certain number of seconds, whatever perk comes with control, and the upgrade for control. Right, so you don't essentially have to upgrade both. I'm not so much worried about her having control and the upgrade active all the time, considering I have her spam rally, and rally buffs and has synergy with the whole party. So it's essentially saving a point, I guess you could say. So simply, I didn't pick control for her to use it in and of itself. I picked control so she would have it, so that when she spammed rally would give the entire party the benefit of the control ability, which, like I say, is extra attack. Gives you a higher chance to hit. It's especially important against like lieutenants and bosses and stuff, who have really high defenses and will cause you to miss a lot and stuff. Won't be so much a problem with me. Probably not so much with my mages either, especially not Meryl, because all I do is sink points into her magic and constitution. And so she not only gets healthier and has essentially an unlimited mana pool as long as she's alive, but she has plenty of magic power to go with it. She's the ultimate DPS mage, most definitely. Anders can be set up that way. He can also be set up to do a little of both, to be able to sustain the party both, you know, with some healing and stuff. But I found that to be tricky. I like to stay true to my particular logic, is that, you know, if you're really good at one thing, you'll be really good at that. But if you try to be good at a lot of different things, you're going to suck at everything, right? So I do try to keep them somewhat focused. Although, you know, Anders does his part. He really does. He doesn't just heal. He lays down his share of pain. He really does. Okay, another nasty ambush coming up.
How wonderful. More vessels for our experiments.
Where is Karen?
Perhaps the demons will find one of you suitable.
Careful, Hawk. She may be an abomination.
I am not some hopeless waif that ran crying to a demon. I sought them out and embraced them.
Why have you taken the recruits?
Demons can inhabit much more than mages and corpses. With assistance, they can control anyone I ask. Any Templar, any noble, any well-meaning meddler.
Interesting. Okay.
You do know I cut a path through your abominations, right?
Good, good. The demons like spirit. If a few more Templars fall to the demons, we can seed chaos in their ranks. How many abominations can they discover amongst their own before it drives the Knight Commander crazy?
Well, there you go.
You know you're barking mad. That makes things easier.
In days of old, the Tevinter Imperium spanned the known world. Demons were their allies, held in check by power and knowledge. With a wave of a hand, I could do more than a Templar can achieve in a lifetime. Yet they command us. Absurd. We should be ruling them. We should rule you all. Kill the vessels only if you must.
Okay, so Tevinter Mage is here, and here we see a connection to the Elder One and his whole thing, that this had been going on before Inquisition, alright, to instill chaos in the ranks of the Templars. You know, if Anders was here to hear this, it's a shame to say that he wouldn't be able to hear it, his ears would be close to it, but if he were here to hear this with an open mind, which he's not capable of, but let's just say he was, for argument's sake, then he would have to concede the fact that it's the mages causing it. It's the mages doing it. And if you say not all mages, I don't know. Well, they certainly seem to be prone to get into it and do their part to participate. Oh, I've lost Meryl. Okay, she wasn't able to heal herself. I still think there's going to be something funky with her sustained abilities and her ability to reactivate them once she does heal. It kind of just leaves her open for everything. I don't know. I need to see what's going on a couple more times. I'm going to settle on something this playthrough, on her tactics that works, where she can keep her Blood of the First and all her sustains, but still be able to heal herself. Which essentially requires her deactivating everything to heal, then reactivating everything. But she has to have the mana there to do it, which means she can't essentially cast any spells, or else she's going to use up the mana she needs to have available to reactivate those sustained abilities. That's where the problem comes in. Is when she heals, she'll cast, I don't know, Lightning Bolt or something, and not be able to restart her Blood of the First and get back to drawing from her health as mana instead of her actual mana. Anyway, that's where the problem comes in. Talked about it before. I think I just saw it pop up again. Unless we're just completely out of health potions, there was nothing she could do. Either way.
Is it over?
Karen.
Yes, that's my name. Oh, thank the Maker. I thought he had abandoned me.
Be careful, Hawk. He was influenced.
The cage has opened. Thank Andraste.
Meryl, you know something about this. Is he possessed?
I don't know. It's clean. There's no scent of demons in his blood.
Go ahead and leave, Karen. You've been through enough.
Don't tell the Templars. I don't know what they do to me. Please, I need to go back. Tell them I'm all right. Tell my sister. I must go.
Cullen needs to hear about this mess.
The demons actually reside in the blood, not the mind, per se. But the actual blood is like a physical presence that works as a spiritual something. Kind of curious what Bioware's whole metaphysics there is, regarding how spirits and the soul and the body and the mind and so on and so forth function and relate to one another, and which affects which, and what resides in what, and what's physical and what's spiritual, and so on and so forth. That would actually explain a lot. But actually I can get a free heal here, whether I take Meryl out or not, as long as I just essentially go to a party stand. But actually I think I am, and bring Anders in, and we'll see if we can't level him up and get him a staff that he can at least sort of work with. We should be set when we go to do Night Lies, though. We may do that sooner than later, just to get it out of the way. It'd take a few tries, but we'll get it. And then go turn it into that lady, get a little extra gold, and hopefully we can go buy whatever skill books or skill potions are available. Be done with that, and then any money we have, pretty much from this time on... Well, I don't know, I'm going to make some runes. I definitely need some lightning-resistant runes. In fact, that's why I bought the pattern for it. There in the gallows. I believe that's where I found it. Let's make some of those for everybody. Figure out how many rune slots are available in the armor. Give a little of that. Maybe even give Aveline a fire-resistant rune or two. Possibly, but definitely lightning. Lightning's going to be key. Alright, so we're going to give him major heals. And, like I say, if he focuses, just on this, he's still able to do some stuff. Vengeance is good for a little extra push. It gives him, I think it gives him essentially some extra stamina regen and some other things. Boosts his damage output a bit. Spell cooldowns are faster, I think. Anyway, he's got some stuff down there in the bottom. I wouldn't unlock it now anyway because he's going to get a free point. There's a personal quest you can do for him that gives him a free point in Vengeance. And that's about the time I'd probably consider unlocking that and trying to work that into his tactics. Maybe use Vengeance for a period of time, and then when things start to go south, switch up and, you know, get the party back up off the ground and heal everybody and so on and so forth. And then when things are going good again, switch back to Vengeance type of thing. It's workable. It takes up a lot of tactic slots. It's doable, but honestly, probably just get by just with him working Panacea. It's a shame to waste a free point, though. If you're going to get a free point in Vengeance, might as well use it at least sometimes. Maybe just under certain situations or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That'll be much later. That'll be once we get into the teens, as far as leveling goes. The high teens. And the Foundry. And it's a mage. Just saying. I mean, if you expect the worst out of them, you'll never be disappointed. And that one truth is really the dividing line. It's really where the camps really separate. The only argument that on the surface sounds at least halfway reasonable is what mother would want her child ripped from her arms, right? Where the truth is, right, where it takes some common sense and discipline to realize this, is that if you don't let that child go, that child is guaranteed to be ripped from your arms, probably by a demon. Of course, you'll probably be ripped apart by that demon also, because that demon doesn't care about you or your child, okay? Bottom line. If the child goes to the circle, at least assuming the circle isn't run like this one here, okay, but we see a lot of the cause behind why this one's being run the way it is. They have a plan in place to essentially destroy the Templars from within, drive them crazy, and create enough chaos to where they essentially destroy each other and bring to a head what you see in Inquisition. All right, and then the main event in Inquisition is done specifically by mages. I mean, literally. From start to finish, it's done by mages. You don't see Templars involved in that. Sorry. I see what the Templars doing is bad, but being reactive, reactionary, and none of it's excusable. But either is crimes that are committed that aren't Mage Templar related. Those aren't excusable either. All right. These are those type of crimes, like some of the things that some of these thugs that they allow into the Templar ranks do to some of these poor innocent young girls, and I'm horrible stuff, right? But that's not a Templar mage thing. That's a thug piece of crap taking advantage of a girl thing. It's not a Mage Templar thing. That's just crime. What the mages are doing, that's a mage thing. Okay, the blood magic and the I need more power so that I can kill people faster. What's the point of getting evil stuff designed to kill people faster above and beyond the fireballs and lightning you already have? How the fuck do you justify that? You don't justify that. I need more power. For what? To do what? To who? For what? You know, well, because they mistreated me because they did this and that. I get that. Well, hit them with a fireball. Or is blood magic the one thing that Templars can't fight with their lyrium thing? You know, and so the whole thing is just to kill, or is that their excuse? And bottom line, the lust for power, shit, that's what started it. If you go back to the first Blight and what caused the, the Golden City turning black and whatever else happened way back when, which still isn't completely clear because history doesn't have it right. That was caused by mages. From the start, what was their excuse? There weren't Templars then. What was the excuse then? You know, it resulted in the creation of a chantry and something to govern mages just killing everybody out of a lust for power. See, that argument doesn't abide. There was no circle where children were being dragged off to then, when mages did all that shit, when they decided to go kill God himself and take his shit because they thought they could do it better. Well, I haven't seen them do anything good. How are you going to do anything better? The world that they would create? Here you go. This is it. And I'm sorry, this is a non-biased just view of the facts as they are sitting here in front of you. The elephant in the middle of the room that no one wants to acknowledge because they want to be emo about some 10-year-old girl being ripped from her mother's bosom. Well, if she doesn't get ripped from her mother's bosom, then 5-10 years on down the road, that 10-year-old girl down the street with her whole family, those farmers that are minding their own business, when that little girl summons some demons that inadvertently kill that family and probably that whole village, set it on fire and destroy everything, don't you think that family thinks their children are just as important?
News and some bad news.
What? What is it?
Good news, Karen is safe. Bad news, half of your recruits may have been possessed by demons.
Sweet blood of Andraste.
Demons? Did you say something about the recruits and demons?
I didn't want to tell you, Masha. They were horrible. Those mages see the rest of us as ants to be crushed. They won't stop until they've destroyed the Chantry and the Templars forever.
Tirane was crazy. Magic didn't make her that way.
True, not every mage gives in to temptation, but none are ever free of it. At any time, any mage could become a monster, from the lowest apprentice to the most seasoned enchanters. Mages cannot be treated like people. They are not like you and me.
That's true.
Surely that's a little harsh.
No, it's the truth.
Maybe we shouldn't be arguing with the nice Templar. Smile and nod.
Smile and nod.
They are weapons. They have the power to light a city on fire in a fit of pique.
I admit that does reduce their bargaining position. But there must be some middle ground.
I think the truth is there isn't.
Perhaps mages need better education as to why the Chantry functions as it does. Perhaps they would not go against the will of Andraste herself. I will look into it. For now, Karen, unless it is proven you are free of demons, I must strip you of your commission immediately.
No, you can't really think that. Karen's fine. He's safe.
He deserves mercy. What happened wasn't his fault.
Please, sir. I tried to resist. I never took anything they offered. I need this position or my sister can't eat. I've been training for 5 years.
We conducted tests on Karen. He's not possessed. He can stay in the Order.
I hesitate to ask what methods you used that you are so certain. Still, you have done much for us by stopping these blood mages. I will heed your request. If he has shown no sign of demonic possession in 10 years' time, Karen will become eligible for full knighthood.
Thank you, Sarah. Again. But without a full knighthood, Karen's pay is so small. I do not know if I can reward you as you deserve.
I will handle that, miss. You have done the Order a great service. We will not forget it.
So you're saying all it took was just a simple word from me and a favor and you'll let this dude in? 10 years is a lot of time to do a lot of damage, dude. Wow, what a tool you are. No wonder you guys are having problems. If all of you are idiots like that.
Exactly.
Talk about naive.
Never anything I had to work for.
Recognize your mage.
You're horrible.
This was left in the Foundry you mentioned in your notes. I was also attacked by shades.
These are human bones. Then there is no chance of finding Meren alive, or any of the others.
I saw someone leaving the scene, but they got away. I'm sorry.
It was more than I accomplished.
My people have been slow to react, but this needs official support.
I will bring this to the city guard immediately. It should be enough to convince them the disappearances are worth investigating.
We have something to turn into our buddy over here.
Many mages resent the history of the gallows.
Nice. Let's sell some of this junk we picked up. See if we haven't found anything useful while we're at it. Getting about that level where I may go back and look and see if there's any DLC stuff which is usable or whatever. Filter through some of that junk too. Take a quick trip back to Gamlen's. See what's going on in the homestead. I don't know if any quests have popped up too. It's a good idea to check periodically at the logbook there too. See if any new rumors and notes and stuff have been passed our way. Yeah, we got a bunch of this type of stuff. Oh wow, I mean seriously, a bunch of it. Nice. At some point, take a look and see if I can make a couple runes of fortune too. Probably apply those in Act 2 more than anything. About the time I could probably make them, I'd be switching them back out for like lightning stuff I need for the deep roads anyway. So probably won't make them here. I'll see what kind of money I got in my pocket in Act 2, and then make a few there and start getting more gold per drop anyway. So those things will pay for themselves like really fast. And then you know, assuming everybody in the party has at least one equipped, it can really make a difference, you know, of several sovereigns over a period of time.
The right of tranquility is the whole problem. If they didn't have that to hold over us, we'd have so many more options.
Right. If we want to fight back, or just engage in intelligent debate...
This guy the bad news.
I couldn't bring back your wife, but here's a ring. It looks pricey.
Oh. Ninette's wedding ring. Yes. Look at the engraving. Forever faithful, forever yours. Oh. Written in happier times. Where did you find it?
No.
Just know that she will not return.
It's better this way. Our marriage has been in shambles for more than a decade. I'll send the ring to her family. With luck, it will appease them. Thank you for all your help, Sarah. Make her watch over you.
Well, she's been dragging her affairs like a set of nuts across his chin for the last 10 years, making no secret of it, visiting whores, doing this and that. She's no prize. He looked like a heel at first. I don't know. Perhaps he got a little bit jaded. If a woman got jaded like that, being treated by a man like that over time, she'd have an excuse. Maybe this guy's got just as much of an excuse for becoming a little jaded and being like, you know, at least don't let it get any worse. And Mr. Bad Joke's up here, who thinks Miss Hot Pants was the sweetest thing in the world. I think I'm going to be a little bit more blunt.
Back again? Sure you're not interested in my many, many services?
I'm sorry to say that Ninette was killed.
Killed? Why would anyone hurt that darling woman? This is horrible. Thank you for letting me know. Please excuse me.
Enough said. No point in berating the dead. But I guess darling is a matter that's a maybe a particular viewpoint. I guess.
Like I said, we never talked.
Oh, don't worry. She's dead. I think she leads to a small quest later. A little bit more XP, and I did lose a little XP by killing her right there on the spot, but yeah. You don't kill me without some price to pay. No. She tried to kill me anyway.
Keep it down, dog. All that noisy dog breath, day in, day out. Make him stop.
Well, pardon my dog for breathing. If you think you can stop him, be my guest.
There, Isn't that annoying? Ah, blight take you.
No, my dog's doing it on purpose too. I know he is. Awesome. Good boy. Good boy. Got to give him an extra treat for that later. All right, thanks for watching. We'll get off to doing some more adventuring in the next one. All right, if you want to subscribe, click the top button. If you want to watch more Dragon Age 2, click the, big Dragon Age 2 right there. And I appreciate you watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.